all agree, and we totally feel this, particularly on this channel, that this was particularly heartwarming to see, read and hear about, of course, simply because news from our Princess Catherine is always very much welcome. As I've said to you on the show before, I'm very, very clear about exactly what Kensington Palace want us, the media, to absolutely report, and really everybody seemingly has got their own madcap theories, and literally these stories escalate. I mean, it's just beyond ridiculous how some of these people decide to go in front of a camera or indeed record and say these outlandish, very hurtful things about someone that they've never met, they never have an association with, and they certainly don't have any contacts with. I'm in a lucky position that I can verify stories and of course speak to the palace on a regular basis. But this particular information, as you can see, is a letter from Catherine herself, basically apologising for not being able to attend their rehearsal, which was just a couple of days ago now, of Trooping the Colour. It's always a spectacular event, can't wait to go and see it, It's one of those things that I can't explain it really. If you've ever been, you'll know what I mean. It's just so nice to see all of that sort of pomp and pageantry up close. It really is incredibly special. Of course, the sort of piece de resistance, some people might say, is the balcony appearance, and of course the fun stuff with Prince Louis putting his hands over his ears because of course it's too noisy for him. That's children for you though, isn't it? You can't make them behave no matter who they are. But what's interesting about this particular document, of course, now people are speculating as to how genuine it really is. So I reached out to Kensington Palace, and I've got some information that may, of course, sort of be very welcome, I think, for so many people out there. What I can tell you, and I'm only allowed to tell you this little piece, is the fact that, of course, the Princess of Wales is, as we still know, in a recovering situation. And the reason why she wrote the letter was she really feels very strongly about this particular role, the Irish Guards. Naturally, she would have been there in person if she could. But what's interesting is, and I've been told this from a senior source inside the palace, is that everything is documented. In fact, there will be a documentation of Catherine signing this particular piece of paper. I believe it to be a picture or indeed a video. Apparently her journey is being at points documented. Make of that what you will, because obviously at this point, she's still in the recovery mode, but apparently she wouldn't be too adverse to sharing her story in order to make sure that other people who are going through the same thing or may go through the same thing have a situation where they feel very comfortable about it, as you can imagine. So when you see stories like this of people bringing in handwriting experts and analysing and stuff like that, it must be very cruel to see and read that, you know what I'm saying, on a personal level. Kensington Palace told me that, they take no notice of that. But of course, people can suddenly find things, can't they? A lot of people speculate the story of why aren't the children at school? Well, the bottom line is, work that out. The children at times can't necessarily mix with other children because kids look at the internet and read all sorts of weird things. And children are children, as I mentioned at the very beginning of this, with Prince Louis with his hands over his ears. You can't stop children. Sadly for her, as she's pointed out, she won't be attending the Trooping the Colour. And I think that really puts to bed all of those theories. But we can look forward to the return of the Princess of Wales in the fullness of time. And as ever, when I get more information and I'm allowed to share it with you, then I will. Our chums here on this channel and our wonderful community. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.